it's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 10 of The Walking Dead. In this video, we're going to talk about whether Rosita will get this moment from the comic book. So, of course, this moment happens around the same time we are right now, and it actually happens to Andrea in the comics, who's still alive. Of course, Andrea died a long time ago on the show, but in the comic book she was alive at that point. We're going to talk about whether Rosita will get that Andrea moment. Now, before we get into it, comic spoilers, because what we are going to talk about will have lots of comic spoilers in it. So if you don't want to know, please leave this video because I do not want to spoil it for you. Now, with that spoiler warning out of the way, we've talked a lot about who could potentially get this moment. And of course, this moment is the moment Andrea gets bit and dies. We've talked about whether this could be given to Connie, Carol, Ezekiel, and so on. But following the last episode and a little tease that they had in the last episode, I'm leaning towards them actually giving this moment now to Rosita. Now, before we jump into that, a little bit of context, a little bit more about what that scene was all about for those of you who may not necessarily have read the comics. Andrea, who's alive at this point in the comics, and Eugene are riding away from a horde of walkers. They get trapped and they just make it out alive, but Andrea ends up getting bit in the neck and ends up dying when they return to Alexandria. In the comics, she and Rick are together, and this hits Rick pretty hard. So with that, let's jump into the tease that we saw in Season 10, Episode 10, the last episode, which was called Stalker. So if you remember, there was this little moment where Father Gabriel reaches in, gives Rosita a kiss, and then gives his hat to Rosita. And then we have Rosita holding the hat. Now, they did focus on this shot of Rosita holding the hat for quite a long time, maybe a few seconds. And it was definitely obvious, and you could tell that they wanted you to focus on that. Now, if we go back to the scene where Andrea is bit, she is wearing the cowboy hat. That means that they may actually be teasing us about that death, and they may be giving that death to Rosita. I think that could be very, very interesting. And the fact that in the comics, Andrea was trying to save Eugene makes this more interesting and more possible, because Rosita and Eugene have a thing. Both in the comics they had a thing, but in the TV show it seems like they're going to explore that a little bit as well. So that puts more weight into that theory, and it makes it more possible. Well, with that said, I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this in the comment section below. Do you think Rosita is going to be given this death or not? And if you think it won't be Rosita, who do you think will get that death? And also, why do you think they concentrated on Rosita holding Gabriel's hat as much as they did? Do you think it's just for nothing, or do you think there's more to it than that? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video. If you like what you see, press like, subscribe for more content, and press the bell button to receive notifications for daily uploads.